You can set many specific form properties to control how your form looks and behaves. To see these properties, I'd like you to open the Form Employees form in Design View. So let's scroll down the navigation pane till we come to Form Employees. Right-click and select Design View. Next, what I'd like you to do is go to the Tools group on the Design tab, and there's a button called Property Sheet. So click that. You may need to expand it to the left a little bit. So I'm going to move my mouse until it's a double arrow and expand it so you can see a little bit more of the form property sheet. There are 119 properties for this form, and they're organized on 4 tabs. The last one, All, lists all of the properties. We obviously don't have time to cover them all, so I'll highlight just a few of these. Record source. This is the table name, query name, or SQL statement that the form is based on. Caption. This property allows you to specify a custom caption for this form object while you open it in Form View. With tab documents, you might have noticed there's usually a caption on the top of the tab. If you leave the caption property blank, Access will show the name of the object instead. Down here we have a property called Default View. This controls how the form will open. If I click on here, there's a down arrow, and you can see I can choose between single form, continuous forms, datasheet, pivot table, pivot chart, and split form. If I change this to continuous form, you'll notice Access presented a message box and says you can't view a form as a continuous form if it contains a subform. So not all views are allowed for each form, and Access changed it back to single form. I'd like you to look down here at navigation buttons. These control the record navigation buttons in the bottom left corner of the form. If you don't want to see these, you can click on here and select No. The navigation buttons, as you recall, are First Record, Previous Record, Next Record, and Last Record. Below navigation buttons is Navigation Caption. This is brand new in Access 2007. What I'd like you to do is click inside this property and type the word Employees. To see what this property does, switch over to Form View and look in the bottom left corner where the record navigation buttons are. You see the word Employees. Normally, this would just show the word Record, but because we entered the word Employees in that property, Access will now show the word Employees. So you can actually customize this. So if I had a form for vendors, I could enter vendors. I'd like you to go ahead and close this form now by right-clicking on the top and selecting Close. Access displays a message box asking if you want to save the form changes. Remember, we changed the navigation caption to Employees, so I'm going to click No because I don't want to save the changes. I encourage you to study all the various other form properties that you saw on the property sheet. Here's a little tip for you. When you're on a specific property line, press the F1 key on your keyboard to bring up help topics associated with that specific property.